not done driving this thing. What the f am I doing? This is just so fun driving this thing. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be installing the single piece aluminum drive shaft from Concept Z Performance and seeing if it gets rid of my carrier bearing shake that I'm getting with the two-piece stock drive shaft. At low speeds I'm getting just kind of like a bogging feel, and whenever I step on it I'm feeling a delay. So I'm hoping that this drive shaft will increase my 0 to 60 time as well as 60 to 100 and just overall performance in the back roads. So before we do anything, we got to get a baseline with the 3.7 diff that I installed in the last video. I promised you guys that I'd do that. So let's go get a 0 to 60 time and then we'll install this. Right now I'm kind of feeling that bogging, especially when it's cold outside and I first start the car, I first start to move. I just kind of feel this bouncing a little bit. And I'm pretty sure it's from the drive shaft. It's the carrier bearing, since it's a two-piece. It has a bearing that's attached to the middle of the car. And oftentimes when the bearing or the bushing goes bad, the two drive shaft pieces will go like this. Which kind of causes that bogging feel and just delay whenever you step on the pedal. So it's not bad. I'm kind of over exaggerating on it. If you're smooth with the clutch and the gas pedal, you won't feel it, but it's definitely something that I notice and it's going to affect performance. I'm going to go for the first baseline test. I'm not going to time it on this. I'm just kind of seeing where the tires are and what RPMs I need to set the launch control at. I am using uprevs launch control, so these 0 to 60 times should be pretty similar to each other. Okay. That was bad. I tried to do the no lift shift and it was just spinning. I'm gonna have to lower it to like 2,500 and see what it does after that. It's all right to have a little bit of wheel spin, but you don't want that much. The RPM's down to 2,500 on this launch control. Okay. All right, let's see it. There we go. Too bad. That felt way better. I'm not sure how big the difference is going to be 0 to 60 wise, but I am sure that 60 to 100 or 30 to 80 or whatever the times are, or whatever the speeds are that they usually go to, I'm sure from a roll it'll be way better. Alright, so 0 to 60 times, they were okay. I think the average was probably around 6.2 or 6.3. I found the optimal RPMs to be at 2,000 RPMs. I originally was going at 2,500 and then I was just spinning all the way through first, and so I tried lowering a little bit and seemed to do better. So on the last one I think I ran a 6.1. And that's all right for this car, especially when it's raining outside, the tires are cold. I think that was okay for a G35. I'm sure some people could probably get in the 5s, but that's what I'm trying to do with this drive shaft. So I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off the exhaust and then disconnecting the 4 bolts to the drive shaft. So let's go on with the car. So you can see all the bolts we need to do to connect off this exhaust. 2 right here, 2 right here. and then 4 right here. I'm gonna see if I can disconnect the carrier bearing without taking off the Y pipe, which I think I can. So it uses a 16 millimeter for the bolt and a 14 for the nut. And I forgot to mention this, but another reason I think the 0 to 60 time was not as good is because with this 3.69 differential that I upgraded, I have to shift into 3rd gear. I'm about 10 miles an hour until I hit 60 when I'm pretty much maxing out the RPMs in 2nd gear. So I have to shift, and I think this differential actually lowered my 0 to 60 time. But if that's what you're after, then don't get this differential. But it's great for street driving, and there's not very many times when you're gonna be timing your 0 to 60. If I can sneak through and disconnect these bolts, that's what I'll do without having to take this Y pipe off. But right now I'm gonna go ahead and take these bolts off. Both the nut and the bolt on this drive shaft is a 17 millimeter. You can keep the car in neutral so you're able to spin this. All right, the old drive shaft is out. This is the carrier bearing that I was talking about. And as you can see, this thing's almost like that swivel socket I was talking about. And this bushing just allows for way too much play. The drive shaft bouncing up and down. That's what gets you your wheel hop. So let's go ahead and put that aside and unbox the new one. So this is Concept Z's drive shaft, and I believe they just buy it from Inland Empire Driveline. That's the company, and they just drop ship it directly to your house whenever you buy it. But packaging is pretty well. This thing is a hell of a lot lighter than that one. All right, let's go ahead and install this in the car. Just gotta be careful with it, make sure not to get any scratches. Okay. And then you can start putting your bolts in. And once you get all the bolts on there, it's always a good idea to put a little bit of thread locker on the threads, because these do not have locking washers. Just need a little bit, nothing crazy. I was running these without Loctite for the long time, but I just think because I probably won't be taking this setup apart for a very long time, it's good to put this on. Basically like you're tightening a wheel with the star pattern. Okay, those are pretty tight. Okay, everything's put back together. The whole exhaust and everything. I did have to replace some of these axle bolts over here that I previously broke when installing the differential. But there is the drive shaft. You can see all the bolts in there. And it connects all the way down there, and we no longer need that carrier bearing, which I like. So show you, well, you can probably imagine that there's not much play. I mean, it doesn't move at all. It's solid in there. Connects directly to the transmission, to the differential. No bushings or any kind of joints at all besides these, whatever these are called, these, which will give us maximum torque right here. So, this will be the first start right here with the new drive shaft. Might even notice the difference right off the bat with putting it in reverse. I feel like it doesn't. Gotta watch out for this car over here. So yeah, I mean, big difference just right off the bat. It doesn't feel like it wants to die as much. Wait till I get on the concrete, and I'm just gonna do a very slow roll. Okay, put it in first. I'm just gonna take off very slowly. Really smooth. And now this is when it usually starts bogging. Not bogging at all. We got a bad exhaust leak though. Put some belt dressing on the belt, so it might be that. It does feel really good though. Okay, I kind of want to do just a big downshift, like just let off the clutch. Way better. That is way better. Usually when you let off, usually when you downshift and you just dump the clutch, it's like for at least a few seconds. Right there, I just felt it shift and then no bounce whatsoever. There's real drive right here. It is so smooth now, so smooth. It's gonna be hard to describe it, but downshifts are really good. No wheel hop at all. Alright, here we are. I'm gonna do my first pull. Wait till some of these cars go. I'm just gonna go from a roll. Holy shit. We were just spinning that whole time. It is pretty wet out, but I know the other drive shaft we would not spin like that. I'm getting torque way quicker, way quicker. I wish I could do this on dry ground, but all right, I'll go from a roll in second. drivetrain, I would say with the drivetrain setup I have right now with the lightweight flywheel, the lightweight single piece aluminum drive shaft, and the 3.69 diff, this is a good setup right here. I don't know if I'll be able to get a 0-60 today. I'm just spinning. Literally just spinning. I can do a pull in like second gear, but first gear from a dig, I'm just gonna be spinning no matter what RPM I'm at. I can roll into it, I'll still be spinning. One thing I do notice, I can kind of hear the drivetrain whine. There's kind of like a whining noise. I know in this drive shaft, it does have some like foam insulating that's supposed to kind of quiet that down, but it's not really noticeable, especially when you have a loud exhaust. And it's not like it sounds bad, it's just a noise. But you can definitely hear it if you listen for it. Spinning. We cannot do a dig right now. That was at 2,000 RPMs and it just roast. The tires wasn't going nowhere. At this point I might need better tires. I mean, this is just a stock motor with basically full bolt-ons. I'm not done driving this thing. What the fuck am I doing? This is just so fun driving this thing. Has that single piece carbon composite drive shaft, and that's kind of what separates it from the G35, and with the shorter wheelbase, so it drives a little bit different. But now this is driving somewhat similar to that, and now I know why people love those cars. The whole setup I have really for the drivetrain, so I have all polyurethane bushings throughout the entire car, all control arms, from engine mounts, transmission mounts, diff bushings, everything is polyurethane. There's no rubber bushings on this car at all. And then obviously I have the JWT lightweight flywheel and clutch setup, so I believe it can hand up to about 500 horsepower. Doesn't slip at all. I also got the 19-inch raise, which supposedly might be a little bit lighter. Not that that would really make a big difference. I also got the 3.69 diff that you guys saw I installed in one of my later videos. And now I have the single piece aluminum drive shaft to really tie the front and the back together. So that's probably going to be it for this video. If you guys want to see more, make sure to subscribe. I also have another G35 that I'm parting out, and I took the engine and I'm planning on rebuilding it for a forced induction or just a high compression naturally aspirated build, and I'm kind of on the fence of what I want to do. So let me know what you guys think I should do, and if you like the video, make sure to like. And I always forget to say this, but if you guys want to learn investing and stuff, make sure to go to the description at the bottom and follow one of those links or more if you want, and you'll get a free stock or crypto. But with that being said, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.